Hello, everyone. Wow, it seems like it was just yesterday this class was just getting started, but now you're almost done. As we approach the end of this class, can we take a few minutes to review the final assignment together? Alrighty then. This paper really brings together all the work that you've done throughout this class. It's designed to showcase your act of civic engagement. While you shared information about the action you took in your second discussion forum this week, for your final paper, you're going to be more detailed and more academic in your presentation of your reflections on civic engagement. Please incorporate information from at least 4 sources. You want to demonstrate that your research informed your understanding and position regarding this issue. You'll also include this paper in your folio account to use as an artifact for the Honors 490 College Seminar course. The paper will demonstrate your ability to analyze a political issue through research and your critical thinking for employers, colleagues, friends, and family members. If you haven't used folio before, be sure to review the Folio Quick Start Guide linked in your classroom. So let's talk details. I'll break it down from the perspective of this grading rubric. You want to write about the form of civic engagement you chose. Tell your reader what options you had, which you selected. How did it work? Explain your expectations on how it might impact your issue. Also explain how your act of civic engagement impacted you. How did it make you feel? Did it change your perspective or maybe give you some additional insight into the issue? Consider and then write about how different people with different belief systems might look at this issue. Don't forget to include your perspective as well. What political biases do the various forms of media present on this issue? Is the media telling all sides or giving it a spin? How? Be sure to explain in a way that someone not familiar with the issue would understand. What are the different perspectives or beliefs people might have on this issue? Is there stronger, more compelling evidence for one position or another? Evidence is what you're focusing on in this criteria, not just the strong feelings people might have on the issue. Reflect and write about how the 3 branches of government and the Constitution impacted this issue. Think about and write about why you chose this form of civic engagement. This differs from the first criteria that asked you to write about the form of civic engagement and explain it. Now you're being asked to think about why you chose this form. Was it the most likely to impact the issue, the most convenient, or your only option based on where you are? Did it have the impact you expected on the issue? And what about how you felt about it after it was complete? Consider and write about how effective your act of civic engagement was. Did it occur in a way you thought it would? Did you get the outcome you expected? What, if any, change might occur as a result of your activity? If you were asked to do another act of civic engagement, would you do the same thing or something different? What did you take away from your act of civic engagement? For example, what did you learn? Will you be more involved in civic issues in the future? Reflect on how this will impact you moving forward. So I keep saying consider and reflect, and that's really what this paper is about, is your reflections on the experience. But for the details, remember, you need to add your paper to your folio account so that it will be available as an artifact for your Honors 490 course. That means you have to document it somewhere on the paper or in the course submission notes. Your paper should be 4 to 6 pages long, and that doesn't include the title or reference pages, which you also need. You should use at least 4 credible sources cited in APA 7th edition to support your writing. Remember that while this paper is an exception to the rule about not writing in the first person, it should still be written in a very formal academic voice. Since this paper is going in your folio account, you might want to also take advantage of UAGC's paper review service through the Writing Center. That way you can make sure you're turning in the most polished paper you can. I hope you enjoyed the discussions and research you've done in exploring social and civic responsibilities in this class. Be sure to review the grading rubric again after you've written your paper to make sure that you've met all the criteria. And if you have questions, be sure to ask your teacher. Good luck with your paper!